Hi guys. I'm just making like a deconstructed kebab, if that even makes sense. I've got some honey soy kebabs, and then I've added purple onion, some broccoli, and some green peppers. It's almost done. And I am making rice. Yes, I hate rice, but I don't have any potatoes. And so I'm making myself some brown rice, very little brown rice, not very much at all, because I'm not a rice fan, but just enough to kind of give me the flavor. I have been cleaning probably since about 1 o'clock. I have mopped my kitchen floors. My flatmate cleaned my kitchen, so that's great. I have mopped my kitchen floors. I have done 3 loads of laundry. I have put away 2 of those loads of laundry, and one of them is still drying. I have tidied up my spare room because you literally could not step foot in there. So I have got rid of all the boxes that were in there and have now made it a spare room again. I have packed for going away to my sister-in-law's. I don't know how long I'm going to be there, so I've packed like, I want to say 6 to 8 different outfits. Yeah. I have cleaned and mopped the bathroom. I don't know if I've said that. Done the spare room. Done my room. I vacuumed it and I have dusted it and I've changed my sheets. And I leave next Saturday. Saturday? Actually, might not be next Saturday. I leave next Sunday. So I've got a week to enjoy. And so I just need to really do the living room. I just have to dust one table. Because I've got like a cover on my other table. Been a little bit cheeky and I just turned it over. So I've just got to vacuum and do that. And then this room will come together. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you about, I don't know if I ever really say much about like traditions in New Zealand, and what different traditions they have. I don't know heaps of them, but I know a few. Some of them might be in other places, I don't know. One of the main ones that I know a lot of people have done, including my sister-in-law, not the Canadian sister-in-law, because she's like, that's gross, which it kind of is. I agree with her. But I don't want to be culturally insensitive either, because lots of people have lots of meaning behind it, and if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. And it is around the placenta after birth. Some people eat it. I don't hear very much of that happening at all, but some people do eat it. And I just shut off the wrong thing. And some people, what is most common is on the child's first birthday, or around the first birthday, they will plant it under a tree. So yes, it stays in your freezer for a whole year. Which is the weird part, but they do like trees for babies, I think it's called. So lots of people will do that, and they'll plant it, and then they'll plant a tree. It's very symbolic. I wish I could tell you what the symbolicness is, but I can't. The other thing that people do, and I've just experienced kind of what would happen for I imagine it's much bigger for the indigenous people or other people who have got some kind of indigenous descent, but it's an unveiling of a tombstone. So in North America, normally normally the tombstone is already there. Although I do remember my grandpa saying that too. Like he made my grandma's tombstone after she was gone. I just almost always feel like every time I've actually gone to a gravesite after a funeral, because it normally follows that with a burial, it has normally been it has normally involved like the, hold on, just want to make sure this rice does not burn. I might need to add a little bit more water. Oh, I need to add a lot more water. That is nowhere near cooked. Holy crap, and I added 2 lots of water. But, yuck. Okay. Can't believe it's not cooked at all. This bowl is going to be so hot. But, don't even know. I'll put it in for 4 minutes and then I'll check it. So an unveiling. Now, unveiling is a cool concept. To keep an eye on my dinner too. Is a cool concept. It happens. So yeah, so I'll tell you. Yesterday we had Carol's unveiling, so I went to that. We all showed up. Everyone will be different. This was a non-formal one. But everyone showed up. Nigel said, like, kind of a eulogy, but like a watered down eulogy. And I will tell you that his relationship with Carol, and I think I've said it before, like, it's like the epitome of the relationship you want to have. Like, you know that they had struggles. And they would have had lots of demons that they needed to go through, as people do when they've been married for, they would have been married for almost 50 years. And she was 63 when she passed away, because their daughter was 40, and I don't know how long into their marriage they had her. So they would have been maybe married for 45 years or 43 years. And you know, he talked about how you never want sickness or in health, but that's what they, you know, did have to do. And he has the wedding bands that he wears around his neck, and he's got them like siphoned together, and then they're in this chain, kind of like representing like God and them together, because that's what their relationship was. And it was really beautiful, and yeah, really touching. And yeah, just the way that he speaks about Carol, and just when I was there, like how much I saw him just love on her, and she did that for him as well. Like, she, you know, would always cook him dinner, like there was no questions asked. Like, he'd give her a break every Friday, and they would have takeaways. He would help do the dishes. Like, she would do the housework, he would help do some of the housework. They just had a really nice relationship. It wasn't perfect, but it was nice, and you saw how a Christian couple should kind of be together. And yeah, just that unique love that they shared for one another was pretty darn special. Yeah, so it was really cool. So he said a little eulogy, and he got a little bit choked up, as you would imagine, and he played a song, a Christian hymn that was her favorite. And then him and his daughter did the unveiling, because it was all wrapped in tissues, not tissue, but like rubbish bag type stuff. And then he unveiled it, and it said her name, and it said, like, obviously the normal stuff, like her birthday and stuff like that, and like she was the wife of Nigel, the mother of Diana, Diana, Lisa, and Richard, and she was a loving grandma to the 6 grandchildren. And then on one side it had daffodils, because yellow is her favorite flower, and obviously yellow daffodils represents Cancer. And then on the other side, where Nigel will be, it will have, it had a Pahutikawa, and it had a rose on each top as well. So it was really cool. I'm gonna turn that off now, because I feel like that'll be done. So it was really, really beautiful. It had these big yellow roses on either side of it. Yeah, it was really, really cool. It's quite hot in here, and my hand sanitizer bottle is actually like dripping in vaporizer. So it's crazy. But it is warm in here. I'm thinking about turning on the aircon. There we go. Starting to cook now. Yeah, and then he opened it up, and some people spoke, and I went with the Wallers. They picked me up, and the Wallers were talking about how, to them, obviously Carol was faith, but she loved puzzles, and it's quite sad, because Nigel was saying how he actually hasn't been able to do a puzzle yet, because it kicks him off, like he's doing really well. But there's certain things that are harder for him to engage in, and that's obviously one of them, which is, to be expected. I mean, it's something that he watched her do for hours all the time, so it was quite hard for her, or hard for him to kind of still kind of witness, I guess, or not witness, but like engage in himself. But yeah, so it was a really beautiful thing, and then we all went out for dinner, and it was so nice, because I don't get to hang out with Diana, who's the daughter, or Shannon, the daughter-in-law, very much. The daughter-in-law and I do a lot of talking every now and again on Messenger. We have had lots and lots of talks, and then Diana and I can kind of talk each other's ear off, mostly me, I think, whenever we're together. We're all teachers in different aspects, so it's quite interesting to kind of pick one another's brains on it, and like how their centers are to mine. The daughter-in-law is actually primary school trained, but she is working in an ECE center, and the daughter is actually in an ECE center. She was at a Bush kindy, but that closed down, so now she's just at a normal daycare 3 days a week. Yeah, so it's always nice to like talk with colleagues, like people who are in the same industry, and just see like what's happening in there, and like especially with Diana, because she's got all these cool ideas, because she's got an outdoor adventure background. So it's quite interesting to see the different things that she can come up with. So yeah, those are kind of some of the traditions that they have. It's still hard. The traditions that they kind of have. I definitely closer, but I'm gonna put some more water, put it back in, and then I'll eat it. Yeah, so it's quite nice to see some different ideas, and Shannon's kind of doing the B School Ready program, which is what I'm passionate with as well. Oh, that onion tastes delicious. So yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk to you about those types of things. The other thing that is a tradition here that is definitely not at home, unless I've just missed it as a kid, but kids here will spend the morning with their parents on Christmas Day, and then they actually go see their friends in the afternoon. I have mentioned that before. And it's really weird because I don't remember ever doing that at home. You just stayed with your family, for Thanksgiving and for, everything. But, yeah, New Zealand is much more, into hanging out with their friends. But, yeah. So, I just wanted to, tell you those little, interesting tidbits. It was a stunner of a day today, which was amazing. It was 21 degrees. It just felt, and the sun is really, really hot. So 21 degrees kind of feels like 25 or 26 degrees because we don't have an ozone layer here in New Zealand, or there's a big hole in the ozone layer over us or something like that. So it's been great because it's been so cold the last few days. It was really nice to have that. The other thing is I watched another podcast today, and I'm just continuously amazed by Tara Lipinski, and I loved it that today I watched one of the episodes, and it was on surrogacy, and what was it? It was on surrogacy. It didn't say much, but it was on celebrating baby showers and stuff like that, and there was a Q&A as well, and it was quite interesting because they've actually did a disclaimer, and I imagine when they bring their daughter onto the show for a bit, they'll do probably a disclaimer again. But it was nice that they are thinking of their viewers, and they are trying to be very, they're trying to tell their story, but they're also very aware, especially Tara, about other people's journey. And it's just sad to think that someone this has been so stigmatized, that someone like Tara Lipinski, who has been in the spotlight pretty much from the age of 3 initially in roller skating, and then in ice skating career for so long with preliminary stuff and world championships, and eventually a few world championships, eventually Olympics, plus also a pro skating career with Stars on Ice, and is now a sports broadcaster, has done shows, has done a co-host show with her friend Johnny Weir, who's also a figure skater. So it's interesting that someone like her still felt very, very alone in this journey, and she felt like she couldn't talk about it with other people, and she felt like she was the only one going through this. And through her talking about what her and Todd have gone through, has actually opened her up to almost like a community, an unexpected community, through the Unexpected Spotify. It's on Spotify and on YouTube, and yeah, through both of those avenues, and people, obviously she's got an Instagram account as well called The Unexpected, and through all of those, like she's been getting questions from people, not questions, but like people saying how much they relate to her because it's an amazing thing. And I actually have someone at work who is watching it to kind of understand my journey, which I feel really blessed that she's doing that, and it draws me closer to her because like she really does. And she did say, she just said to me on Friday, my friend, not Tara, how she knows about my like my current struggle or my struggle with fertility, like once I was like when I tried to do it in 2020 and 2022, but she doesn't know about my old struggle and like yeah, that journey, which I am wondering whether or not I go through my old journals and revisit that with you guys, because I know this has gone away from fertility, but trying to revisit it to show you, I guess, how much it has embedded, and maybe to kind of feel what those emotions were again, and it might help somebody else, kind of like what Tara's done. But yes, I haven't quite figured out when or if I'm going to do that yet, but yeah, I might end up doing that. But yeah, so it's quite cool and I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, I think I've lost my train of thought of what I was actually going to say because I am now starving. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on like kind of what I am doing right now. I think I might have mentioned that I'm doing 12 days of Christmas for my flatmate. It ends up not being the 12 days of Christmas at all. It ends up probably going to be 9 days of Christmas. Because our Christmas is going to be on Christmas on the 23rd. So she's 3 gifts short. But she has decided she's not going to open up those gifts. She's going to wait and open them up on our Christmas morning. So she's got 1, 2, 3, 4. She's got 6 more gifts to open up. She has got a mug. She has got 3 pairs of socks that were in one thing. And she has got a crossword puzzle book. So those are the 3 things that she has opened up so far, I believe. Oh, and she got misting fans that you put water in and mist herself because she goes to the beach a lot. Which she could end up using today. I have no idea because they've gone to a pool. It depends. Yeah, so she's opened up those 4 things and she's got a few more things coming. But yeah, as she opens those, I may or may not let you guys know what I have got her in there. Anyways, this is going to be a very long video, so I am going to go and eat my dinner and maybe finish off this living room. We'll just see. Talk to you later. Bye.